big brother. And I tell you, unless Nigeria plays that role as a big brother, the Gulf of Guinea will continue to suffer these security problems. We need to take the lead. We need to, you see, it is when we are out there at sea, anyone that goes to sea does not look at the next person as a different nationality. You forget that when you're at sea. Now, if we can introduce that concept into the policies and programs and operations at sea, we will not find trouble working with each other. So Nigeria must take the lead in terms of regional cooperation, supporting the other smaller West African countries, especially those that have a very small EEZ, because Nigeria has eaten up into their EEZ. We have the largest EEZ. And even if yesterday there was a reported attack somewhere off Cotonou, and as we know, we are looking forward to see that that the pointer will go towards Nigerian pirates. So these countries are small. Nigeria needs to come to the table and demonstrate that we are willing to work in the interest of everybody. And I think the country is doing that, but we need to step that up. In everything I have said that should be done, in my opinion, however it is, Nigeria must take the leadership for it to be successful. If Nigeria doesn't agree with anything because of our size and our strategic position in the Gulf of Guinea, the other countries will not even be committed to enforcing it. Everyone will want to see Nigeria's commitment on the table first before they start putting a lot of resources to it. Where the school is coming from, Chesa, you know I'm very young. The school was established many, many years ago. So I will start from where it was some years back to where it is. At some point, when I was a student in that school, it was relatively an interesting place to be. You could see the energy of both, not just the students, I mean the administration in the school, but the entire industry paying attention to the school and trying to make it a success. But somehow, sometime down the lane, it derailed infrastructure-wise in terms of quality lecturers, and everything collapsed. I went to visit the school sometime in 2015, and it was devastating to see what the school had become at that time. And I must let you know that in February I had another visit in that school, and it's a total different environment. Infrastructure-wise, the school can compete internationally, and this is a transformation that has happened in just about 3 years. Simulators have been placed. Yes, should we be talking about simulators when it comes to comparing it with the other maritime colleges all over the world? We should be far. We shouldn't be talking about celebrating simulators, but there is a cleanup to be done, and the current administration of the school has done a lot of cleanup. So comparing the school to where it was even before, even during my time, I would say a significant improvement has been made, and I'm proud to be associated with that school and the current management of the institution. It's a long journey. Looking at, if you had, I don't know if you have visited the school sometime in 2014, 15, and 16. Now, anyone that has visited that school at that period will appreciate what is going on now. We are not there yet, but if we can keep the pace for the next few years, you come back and ask me the next question, and I'll begin to pick certain institutions. I'm not running the school, but confidently, if we can keep with this pace, I can confidently say that give it 2 to 3, 4 more years, we can beat our chest and tell the master that, look, We don't want, there is no need for you to send cadets outside Nigeria for the Seafarers Development Program. As it is, the school can take both. The only challenge that I see with the school, which I don't know why a lot of people are not talking about, is the pay structure. I believe for you to train quality seafarers in our modern time, you need active seafarers as instructors. That is, you don't bring somebody who has been on a ship when ECDIS was not used for navigation, right? To come here and start tutoring me, and then when I go out for a little sea experience of a month and I see ECDIS and I come back to the class a month after and I'm telling the lecturer the advancement on the ships when he is not aware of it. So you need active seafarers to be coming in and out. As they sign off the vessel, they come in and pass knowledge as instructors. And the only way you can attract active seafarers is when the pay is right. Yeah. The civil service structure, payment compensation structure, cannot attract active seafarers because of the nature of their job and the cost involved in their certification. So you must find a package somewhere. The country or the Ministry of Transport must come and make a proposal in how to fund the special program that will attract active seafarers. But while we're talking about active seafarers or seafarers training, we should not forget that we are not training seafarers to come and sit at home. We're training seafarers to go on the platform. Yeah. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves, which I hope you're not asking me that question, or I will refer you to my judge to answer that question, who is the president of the Ship Owners Association, is which platforms are they going to work on? If you take the seafarers training as a priority, then you must take the shipping development as a priority, not just shipping development in the sense of shipping development. You have to ensure we have ships, even if the government is going to make losses on the ships. And I said today, there was a program I spoke on, the Nigerian Chambers of Shipping. The analysis I put there on the cost of the ship vis-a-vis the market it creates over its lifetime. Will the country benefit even if this ship owner run at a loss? Yes. It's a massive industry if the ship will continue to trade, even if the ship owner is not making profit. So the CVFF, people are talking about interest, single-digit interest loan. No, why should it be single-digit? It should be zero. Because you know that if the ship owner moves his ship, the country benefits. Okay. It's the same issue I have with the custom duty placed on ships. Ships should not have to pay a duty because every time the ship moves, the government earns revenue. Government at all tiers, local, state, federal, everyone makes money. The private sector, when the ship moves. But if the ship is stagnant in a place, then it's everyone again that is losing money. So the custom should be a part owner by way of not charging duty because they carry cargo and move around. And everyone makes money. NIMASA makes money when the ship moves. Custom make money when the ship moves. The FIRS make money. The seafarer makes money and pay his own taxes, even to the states he is resident in. So we have to begin to look at shipping development from the position of making investment for the shipping industry to develop. So we create movements for local ships. Well, there is a politics in seafaring. We have something called the Cabotage Act. But before the Cabotage Act, we had a lot of seafarers, which you know, and every time the senior ones, every time they want to make example, they will always say when NNSL was alive, when NNSL was alive. But that was because NSL was trading internationally. That is why they were able to develop their skills.
Yeah.
Some of them went out and decided to stay in Singapore, Australia, and continue their careers internationally. But where are they today? They are back. They are back and they're serving this country. I don't want a seafarer. I want to see a seafarer becoming a captain at the age of 30, 35. So that by 45, he has had enough of command. And he can tell, and he can say, I want to stop going to sea. But at 45, you're still active. You have a lot to come and contribute to the shore aspect of the marine industry. Now, if you will have a system where you become a captain at the age of 50, and you really want to enjoy being a captain for another 10 years, at 60, you're retiring already tired. You should be thinking of how to start taking care of yourself and enjoying that old life, not to start being dragged into the industry again. But this is what we have. So when we talk about responsibility, it's all of us. We have to find a system that encourages our seafarers to work on another ship, another country's vessel, not necessarily our own vessel. We have to find a system that transfers knowledge between nationalities. If we circulate ourselves completely and trade within ourselves exclusively, I don't see how we can transfer that knowledge. The Jones Act is what we borrowed as cabotage. But if you sail a vessel from California, that is East Pacific Ocean, coming down to the Gulf of Mexico, down to New York somewhere, that is now, from west now to east, you, at the speed of 8 knots, you probably sail for 20-something days. That is a trade. What is available in the Pacific Ocean shore is needed here in the Atlantic side of it. So they have trade to reserve. A seafarer that sailed through this has international experience by sailing through 2 different oceans, 3 gulfs, and possibly 2 canals, I think. Because you have to come through the Panama Canal. So just one sailing gives you that experience. So it is okay for America to reserve trade for Americans, to reserve the building for Americans. But if we come to Nigeria and say we want to reserve that trade, what is the trade? Ship-to-ship transfer from Lagos Anchorage into ports? Or we are talking about being on service boats that really does not carry cargo? I can tell you, you can sail on a ship in Nigeria from a cadet to becoming a master, without knowing the responsibility or exercising the responsibility of cargo, of master in respect to the cargo you are carrying for a third party. From cadet to a captain. Why? Because you've done it throughout, continuously on a talk handling vessel. She has not carried cargo. So you are a master that does not have the capacity to understand what it means to handle the charterer's cargo, consignee, go to port, deal with foreign agents. You need that experience, and we must open up and adopt a system where our seafarers can sail on foreign vessels. We need to start thinking about bilateral relationship with countries that will enable our seafarers work on their vessels while their seafarers work on our vessel, just for that exchange of knowledge. And that is the only way we can develop our seafarers' capacity. It's good to be in category C, I must say, but let us spend a lot of energy in fixing the issues we have. If you notice, I haven't talked about category C or any seat in IMO yet. If you ask me, for example, to come and get certification as an MTI, Maritime Training Institution, I think because before I knock at the master's door to get the requirement first, I want to be sure that I have the money and I have the location to set up a training center. And maybe my strategy will first be sorting that out. Then I walk to Nimasa and get the requirement. When I get the requirement, I come back and I fix everything. I'm not going to put my infrastructure in such a way that I am not sure that when Nimasa come for inspection, it will be one visit, then approval. So that is the strategy I want us to adopt. There are so many things to address. And if I have my opportunity, I will tell the leadership of the Nigerian Maritime Administration that they should not even make the attempt yet. Let's concentrate until we are sure, unless the management is saying, oh, we have addressed all the issues and we are confident, which I don't think they will. They know very well that there is work to be done. And I see that in the way they are putting their heads in addressing the issues that are on ground. So I will encourage every stakeholder to focus on that than category C in IMO. But we put all our heads together and fix the industry to that level that we feel we can go to IMO and say, hey, we want a seat.